Hey guys, welcome back. So I decided to redo this video because a lot of people were having trouble with the AND problems being merged. So this is just the same PowerPoint as before, but I have changed it so that it shows you what it looks like when you take a merged problem and turn it into a regular AND problem that you used to see. Okay, so first of all, over here you can see that you cannot merge an OR. So I want you to write can't do it with the OR. And then I want you to write over here, only AND problems are merged. Okay, so go ahead and write that down. And then we're going to go ahead and start doing some problems. All right, so for number 3, this is an AND problem. And the only reason I know it's an AND problem is because it is merged. Okay, it is 2 inequalities into 1 problem. So again, anytime you see that, it's automatically going to be an AND problem. Now, how do you split this up? Well, you're going to take the middle part of this, right? All right, and you're going to split it with this inequality, and then you're going to split it with the other inequality. Now, let's start out with the first part. The first part is this right here. So you can see we have the middle part, the inequality, and the 4. Now, this is the first AND problem, or the first inequality that we're going to put on there, okay? Then you put the AND between it, because again, since it's merged, it's automatically AND. And then the other part is the middle connected to the 8 over here. Okay, so that's the other part of the AND problem. Okay, so now that you've created an AND problem that's split, now we can do this like we used to do, where we're going to just solve each one individually. So for the first one, what you would do is you would subtract 5 from both sides. The 5s would cancel, and then you'd get -1 is less than x. Okay, now on the other side you'd also subtract 5, and then you would have x is less than or equal to 3. Okay, so now here are my 2 inequalities. They are both they are both going to be connected by an AND. Now this is the actual answer. The answer is -1 is less than x and x is less than or equal to 3. That's the actual answer. So now we can go ahead and graph this. So we're going to graph it like we used to, like we've been doing it all last week. We're going to put -1 and 3 on the number line. We're going to put them in order. Okay, over here -1 has no or equal to bar, so therefore I'm going to put an open circle. Over here the 3 has an or equal to bar, so it's going to be a closed circle. All right, now for the first part right here, since -1 is less than x, the number that you can put in here is 100. -1 is less than 100, and 100 would be to the right. Over here, the number that you put in this one is -1, or sorry, -100. -100 is less than or equal to 3. -100 is up and to the left. Okay. Now, just to remember, AND means overlap, and the only overlap you see, whereas green and blue, is in the middle over here. So we're going to shade in the middle, and the answer is going to be anything that's red on the actual number line. Okay. So that is my AND problem. Now, number 4, you can see is an OR problem because you actually see the word OR in there. Now, remember, you cannot merge an OR problem. So anytime you do see a merged compound inequality, it's automatically AND. All right. If you see the OR, it's OR. Okay. So when it's OR, it's already separated. It already looks like this over here. So all you got to do is go ahead and solve each individual side. So for the first one, what we're going to do is we're going to add 3 to both sides. That's going to get me x is less than 5. Okay, over here, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to subtract 2 from both sides. That's going to get me x is greater or equal to 7. Okay, now to give me the answer, all you got to do is just put an OR in between them. So the answer is x is less than 5 or x is greater or equal to 7. So now let's go ahead and graph this. The way that you're going to graph this is you're going to put the 5 and the 7. Over here, we have no or equal to bar, so it's an open circle. Over here, we do have an or equal to bar, so this one's a closed circle. Okay? Now, over here, we have a number that would work would be like -100. -100 is smaller than 5. -100 is to the left. Over here, number that would work would be +100. 100 is up and to the right of the 7. Okay? And then, again, we have an OR problem, and just to remind you guys what OR means at least one, meaning at least seeing one of the greens or one of the blues. Now you can see one shading over here, which is the green, so we're going to count that. Over here you see no shading. Okay, remember it's at least one. Since there's no shading here, that means we're not going to shade in between. Over here you see at least one, so we're going to color that one in. So this is what the graph looks like for number 4. Alright, let's go. Here's number 5. Now let's go ahead and write down number 5. Number 5, it says -4 is less than or equal to x plus 10, which is less than 7. Now I'm going to help you split this up, right, and then you're going to finish the problem on your own. So just remember, this is an AND problem because it's merged. So let's box the first part of this, which is the middle and everything to the left of it. So I'm going to rewrite this. So -4 is less than or equal to x plus 10. Okay? Then I'm going to put the word and. Then over here, I'm going to box the middle and everything to the right of it. So that's going to give me x plus 10 is less than 7. So there's my AND problem. What you have to do is solve them individually, and then you have to graph it. Go ahead and do that right now, please. Alright, so let's go ahead and graph this. I'm sorry, let's go ahead and solve. Alright, let's go ahead and solve this. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to solve this one by subtracting 10 from both sides. When you subtract 10 from here, you're going to wind up getting -14 because that cancels. -14 is less than or equal to x. Alright, over here you're going to have to subtract 10. This cancels, and then you get x is less than -3. So the answer is actually going to be -14 is less than or equal to x, and x is less than -3. Okay, so that's the answer. Now I'm going to go ahead and graph this. I'm going to first put the -14 and the 3 on the number line. This has an or equal to bar, so this is going to be a closed circle. This has no or equal to bar, so this is going to be an open circle. Okay, over here, the number that would work would be like 100. 100 is to the right. Over here, the number that would work would be like -100. -100 is to the left. Okay, and we have an and here. And means overlap. Okay, so the only place you see overlap, which is the green and the blue, is in the middle. So we're going to shade the middle. Alright, here's number 6. Let's go ahead and write this down. We have -2 is less than or equal to 3x minus 8, which is less than or equal to 10. You know that this is an AND problem because it's merged. I want you guys to go do this one totally on your own. So you need to split it, solve it, and graph it. Go ahead and do that right now. Alright, so let's go ahead and split it first. Now the first part of this, we have what's in the middle and everything to the left. So it's going to be -2 is less than or equal to 3x minus 8. Let's go ahead and put the and in the middle. And then everything, the middle and to the right of the middle, is going to be written on the other side. So it's going to be 3x minus 8 is less than or equal to 10. Now let's go ahead and solve each individual one. Now on the right side, on the left side, what you're going to have to do is add 8 to both sides. So let's add 8 so that these cancel. You wind up getting -2 plus 8, that's 6. 6 is less than or equal to 3x. Then we have to go ahead and divide by 3 on both sides. That's going to get us 2 is less than or equal to x. Okay. Now on the other side, you're going to also have to add 8 to both sides. The 8's cancel on the left, and then you wind up getting 3x equals 8. I'm sorry, not equals. 3x is less than or equal to 18. Then we go ahead and divide by 3 on both sides again. The 3's cancel over here, and then you get x is less than or equal to 6. So the actual answer is going to be 2 is less than or equal to x, and x is less than or equal to 6. So now we can go ahead and graph this. When you graph this, we're going to first put the 2 and the 6 on the number line. Alright, these are both or equal to bars, so they're both going to be closed circles. Alright, the number that would work for this one would be 100 because 2 is smaller than 100, and 100 is up and to the right. Over here, the number that would work would be -100, and that is up and to the left. Okay, and means overlap. So the overlap is in the middle again because we have green and blue, so we're going to shade the middle. Alright, so here's number 7. We have negative 3x plus 1 is less than or equal to 4, or negative 2x minus 5 is greater than 7. So again, we have an OR problem here. So since we have an OR problem, we can go ahead right away and solve. Once we're done solving, then we can graph. Now I'm going to do the first one with you, and then I'm going to let you do the other one on your own, and I'm going to let you graph on your own. Okay, because I have to remind you of something. Now over here, we have negative 3x plus 1 is less than 4. What we need to do is get rid of that 1 first. So let's subtract 1 from both sides. The 1's cancel, and then you wind up getting negative 3x is less than 3. Then we're going to have to divide by a negative 3, because the fact that we are multiplying negative 3, we have to divide it to cancel it out. Now, over here we are dividing by a negative, and this is why I want to do this one together with you so that you can see this. This is a less than symbol. Since we are dividing by a negative, the less than symbol automatically turns into a greater than symbol. Now we can finish the solving by putting x is greater than negative 1. Okay, go ahead and finish this problem and then graph it for me. Alright, so now for the other one, we have negative 2x is, negative 2x minus 5 is greater than 7. So we're going to start by adding 5 to both sides. The 5's cancel, and then we get negative 2x is greater than 12. Okay, so hopefully you remembered this, because over here we're dividing by a negative. So this greater than symbol is now going to change to a less than symbol. So now we have x is less than negative 6. Okay, now to finish it off, we do have to put the OR in between them. So the answer is x is greater than negative 1, or x is less than negative 6. Now, when you put these, it looks a little different because we have this, this time we have the smaller number over here, but we have to remember to put that number first. So negative 6 goes here, negative 1 goes here, because negative 6 again is smaller than negative 1. Okay, now these are both open circles because there is no or equal to bar in either of them. Okay, for this one right here, this is x is, actually let's start with this one. X is less than negative 6. Number that would work here would be like negative 100. So we would go up into the left. Over here, we have x is greater than negative 1. That would be up and to the right. Okay? Or means at least one shading. Therefore, this is green, so we're going to shade over there. This is blue, and we're going to shade over there. Okay? Alright, as soon as you're done, you can go ahead and start on today's class kick. Have a good day.